Hey everybody, my glasses are glaring. Happy Wednesday, February 16th. Hope you're all doing well. It's kind of a gloomy day here in the Kansas City area, but it is warm, kind of balmy. We're expecting some snow tomorrow. We'll see if it's what they anticipate. I don't know if you remember last time there was a big hullabaloo over how much snow we were going to get. And hey, Stacy. Oh, my sister just noticed my hair color. Got my highlights updated. It needed to be, but you know how the stylist never does your hair exactly the way you do it. I like big hair because I don't have very much of it, so they never do it as big as I want it. So hopefully I can get it to be bigger next week. I don't want to wash it for a day or so because keep color in there as long as we can. Hi, Kathy. Hope you're doing good. Today I'm going to put my glasses back on so I can see. We are making another pocket card. Let me pull my camera over here. Last week we made a pocket card. We made a couple window cards, and then we have made a pocket card, so I thought I would show a different kind of pocket card. What am I doing? Why is my camera not here? There it is. Okay, this is the paper we're using. This is from the annual catalog. Y'all don't forget about the annual catalog. This is the Pansy Petals 12 by 12 designer series paper, and I just pulled it out because I love the colors and I'm ready for spring. Thank you, Kathy, for sharing that. I love the gingham print on the back side, and then on the A side, as they call it, there are a bunch of beautiful florals. This paper coordinates with a stamp set in our annual catalog, the Pansies, Pretty Pansies or something, but the dies will cut these flowers out, I believe. We're not going to use that stamp set today, but if you love coordinating products like I do, you might be interested in that. So when you're looking at the paper, make sure you look at the coordinating products. Today, like I said, we're going to do a pocket card. Here's the one we did last week. So it's got a little pocket, and you can tuck a little treat or a gift card. I tucked a little tag, and it was a Valentine themed card. Today's pocket card is a little different in that we're going to pull out our little area where you can stamp your sentiment, or I left mine blank so I can use it for whatever occasion that I decide to use it for. I can either stamp a sentiment or I can write a note on there. But I use the Fresh Freesia in color. And I thought this little heart pull tab was adorable, if I do say so myself. And I just used the Fresh Freesia gingham print from that Pansy Petals paper. Let's see, the stamp set we're using today is the Amazing Silhouettes. I received this free as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for going to an event, a Stampin' Up! Event, and I got this for free, so I wanted to use it, and I put the little tree image on the outside and the little butterfly on the inside. You probably can't see with the camera, but there is some sparkles. I used my Wink of Stella pen, so I'll show you how I did that a little bit later. And then I also am going to show you how I dyed this piece of baker's twine to match. So I'm going to show you what we can do with our inks. Got a little piece of Post-it on here, or tape. So let's get started. It's not hard. I'm going to pull that out so you can kind of see that. know what we're doing. You're going to start with your same A2 card, which is my, how's that? A little straight? 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4, and I'm using thick whisper white. I mention that all the time. I always like to use the thick basic white cardstock for my card bases. They're just a little bit sturdier than our normal basic white cardstock. So the first thing I'm going to do, you'll notice this little scalloped edge that's going to be part of our pocket. I'm using a die from the Pinned Flowers dies. This one. It's a little scallop die. Hi, Loopy. They coordinate with the Hand Pin Petals stamp set. I'm using products from all over the place today. And I'm going to cut this little edge off here. And I want to make sure that I'm not getting too far over here because I want to put my Fresh Freesia cardstock here to frame out my stamped image. So I'm going to kind of use that as a guide to where I want this scalloped edge to be. And then I'm going to use my little grid paper here to make sure it's straight. I'm going to scooch that up a little bit. Doop. Let's go like that. I hope I don't have my head in the camera, y'all. Well, actually, you can't even see me. I'll go over here. Hey! Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to grab some of my tape and tape that so it doesn't move on me. And then we are going to pull out the big guns. This is the big Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine. And I need it because my card is 5.5 inches wide. Hi, Stephanie. Okay. Gently take that off, and we have this little piece that we can use. It's just a scrap you can stamp on, or you might want to use it for a border somewhere else. We're done with this die. Okay, so there's our card base. Isn't that sweet? You could even do it this way. That would be awfully cute too, depending on which stamp you're using or how you're going to embellish your card. Just a different way to do your card front. All right, then I'm going to take a piece of the Designer Series paper. This measures 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to put it right on the inside. I'm just going to grab my stamp and seal and adhere that to the center. I should have probably done this one in the opposite print, just to show you a little difference. I just want a subtle background, so when we put our little pocket in there, it's going to show in the background. So I think that's why I kind of picked the gingham. Oops. Okay, now I'm going to take this piece of, this is the Fresh Freesia cardstock, and it coordinates with our Designer Series paper. And this measures 3.5 by 5? No, 2 5/8 by 5 1/4. and it is too wide. I hope I didn't cut too much. I'm going to trim just a tiny bit off. I didn't pay close enough attention since I've already got my adhesive on here, because I want that little stitched edge to show. Yep, that'll work. So I'm going to just adhere this down with some Stampin' Seal. And I didn't get it on there very straight. I'm going to pull out my magic scooper. I hope I cut my scallop scrape straight. Yeah, I did. Sorry, guys. This is so hard without getting my head right over top. You do not want to see my bald spots. There. I think that'll work. Okay. So we've got that. Now we're going to take our little piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to see if I need to trim that a little bit. I don't think I do. This is what we're going to stamp our tree image on. And I'm going to use my Stamparatus for this. This is a lighter color, and I really want the ink to show up, so I'm going to probably stamp a couple times onto the basic white cardstock. And I'm using the Fresh Freesia ink. I'm kind of doing this all monotone. Everything I've used is the Fresh Freesia. I'm tying it back to that color. And see on this inside, I don't get enough pressure. I'm going to make myself one of those little things with a Yankee Candle lid that I've seen in the felt. There we go. I like that. Okay, so that's going to work. And while we've got this out, I think I'll go ahead and stamp my little butterfly. Put the butterfly on the corner, inside corner of the note for the pocket. Oh, that would be nice, Stephanie, if your friend would make you one. I have some Yankee candles somewhere around here that I just need to go dig out of a box probably and take a, take a lid from one and make one. I don't think they're that hard. And I think I would really get a lot of use out of it because I use my Stamparatus all the time. I'm going to go ahead and clean my stamp off with my little Stampin' Chamois here. And I've got the other plate already loaded up with the butterfly. I'm going to go like this. Is that going to be right? Yep. And one more. This is why I use my Stamparatus. I just wanted to get a really good impression. Since this is a more subtle color, I wanted it to be pretty bright. So I wanted to do a couple impressions. We're done with the ink. I'll go ahead and put that away. Okay, so now we can put this on our card front, and I'm going to use some liquid glue just so I get it exactly where I want it to be. I know, Stephanie, I just finally pulled this out of the box. I just explained earlier that this is one of the free ones I got for attending a Stampin' Up! Event. And I wanted to use it. And I needed a tall image for this panel here, and I thought that would be a perfect stamp set to use. So that's why I pulled the Amazing Silhouettes out. This is a really simple stamp set to have, especially if you're a beginning card maker, beginning crafter, and you're working on building your collection. You don't need any dies or punches or anything to use this stamp set. Okay, now I'm going to make my pocket, so I'm going to just put a tiny bead of the multi-purpose liquid glue right on these ends. I don't know. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, we have what's called On Tour. It's going to be a virtual event this year, coming up in April. And as part of our, it's kind of going to introduce the new annual catalog. And we will get, we just got the news yesterday or the day before. We are going to get a stamp set along with a copy of the catalog for attending the On Tour. So, so it's always exciting to see which stamp set we're going to get. We all get the same one, usually. I know we just got this catalog and we're excited to see what's in the new catalog. Okay, now for my insert, I'm going to take a piece of fresh freesia, and this one measures, this one's the 3.5 by 5. And I'm going to put my little butterfly piece of basic white on here, and this one measures 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. It's 1/4 of an inch narrower and shorter than the fresh freesia. So that is going to slip right in there. I'm hesitating to put a lot of tension on here until this glue really dries. Okay, but we're going to make a little pull tab with the little heart dies. Now, if you have a heart dies or heart punches, I thought this was so cute when I came up with this brilliant idea. I just was trying to figure out how to do a pull tab, and I thought, well, that would be cute. Put a sideways heart. So I'm using these 2 little hearts from the Give It a Whirl dies. These dies make spinner cards. And I will have all of these products listed over on my blog, theplaidpoodle.com, as soon as we get off of here today. Well, about an hour after we get off of here, it'll all be posted. So we're going to grab our little, I'm going to grab the big one since I've already got it geared up and ready to go. Whoa. Quiet on the set. You can see that my plates are well used. I use these things till they die. Stephanie says, have I made a spinner card yet? Yes, I have. I love to make spinner cards, and those dies make it so easy. If I had it around, I could pull it. I had one kind of laying out. I could pull it out and show you. But it doesn't appear that it's anywhere handy. All right, hopefully that won't all fall down. Oh, you know what, guys? I need to make 2 of the larger hearts. So that was my bad. I'm going to have to pull another piece of... Well, this is probably the wrong color, but it'll be okay because it's on the... It'll be on the back side. Alrighty. It's just a little lighter. Okay. So what I'm going to do is glue my little gingham heart onto the larger fresh freesia heart right in the center. And then I'm going to add a little glue, liquid glue, right to the center here. And then on the opposite side, I'm going to put this one. So we have kind of a clean edge on the opposite side. Do y'all like my funky nails? Last night I got a wild hair and my nails were so bad. My cuticles are so dry. I had some leftover press-on nails in my drawer, but I didn't have all the sizes because they were just leftovers. So I've got 3 that are accent fingers. I didn't really do that on purpose. I just did it because I didn't have any more of these. I thought, I'm going to wear these press-on nails. They usually stay on for about a week. And then maybe my nails will have grown out a little bit. They just kept breaking and splitting and everything else. Now, this card, once we pull this out and insert it in a couple of times, it will be as loose as this one. But I'm afraid to put a whole lot of pressure on it because of the glue hasn't dried completely. But as soon as it does, you can kind of play with it and then insert it in. I promise it works. It's just going to be a brat while I'm on live. Anyway, it'll work like this one, I promise. Oh gosh. They're the same size. Okay, now I wanted to show you how I made this coordinating bow with the baker's twine. Here's one that I did yesterday so it would be nice and dry for us. I took a strip of baker's twine. This is very old school Stampin' Up! Baker's twine, but I still have it, so I'm going to use it. I'm sure it's the same baker's twine. It's just we don't package it this way anymore. And I'm going to take my, let me find a scrap paper. Here we go. I'm going to take my Fresh Freesia ink. and a little stamp dauber. This is how I did it. And I just put it on my little ink pad and just very gently kind of rolled. See how fast it picks up the ink? But you have to be careful because this is water-based, so it will, until it dries, it will go everywhere. I used a heat tool to dry these, and it dried pretty quickly. And I don't want to get any on my fingers. But you just kind of use your, you could probably use a sponge dauber. And I just did it right over the ink pad. It didn't damage my pad at all because I'm being very gentle. I'm not really rubbing or scraping. I'm just kind of daubing. And it will be any color you want it to be. So it will coordinate with your project. And then I would definitely leave that to dry, which I dried this one yesterday with the heat tool, or you could just lay it out to dry. I just was in a hurry. I was going to put a little white bow on here, and I thought, you know what, let's make this coordinating. And then I like to just use a little dot of my liquid glue. Looks like we're tying a purple ribbon on the old oak tree. Probably the younger crowd doesn't know what that song is. I don't know. I was getting my hair done, and my hairstylist is a young lady. And someone mentioned Christy Brinkley, and she said, "Who's that?" She made us all feel really old. She didn't know who Christy Brinkley was. So that was that. Okay, and then I also took my Wink of Stella, which you guys probably won't be able to see on the camera or on the screen. Well, kind of. Do you see how it's kind of glittery? I wanted a little bit of, I probably should have done that before I added my, I don't know why I always do that. Added my ribbon, but I just kind of colored around these white leaves with the Wink of Stella onto the inky parts. It probably would have been pretty to just color in the white part of the tree with the Wink of Stella. But I did it this way. Okay. Gotta love the Wink of Stella, don't we, Stephanie? It's so pretty. It's so easy, too. Adds a little glitz. Okay, ladies and germs, thank you for joining me. This was our card for the day. See, it's starting to loosen up already. That's our pocket card for today. Thanks for joining me. I will be back Monday. Let's see. If you wanted the white to sparkle, you can use shimmer white cardstock. Yeah, I thought of that too. I just used the basic white, so maybe that's why I added the Wink of Stella to the Fresh Freesia. Thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, I didn't stamp a sentiment because I will save this and I can either use this as a note or a thank you or a birthday card. I can use this for whatever. This would even be kind of a nice sympathy card. It's very subtle and not too out there. So this card could be used for a lot of different occasions. Thanks for joining me today. If you are in the Kansas City area, I wanted to announce, I put on my page yesterday, March 24th at 6:30 p.m. I am going to have my first in-person class since it'll be 2 years, because I had my last in-person class in March of 2020, the first week of March of 2020. So I'm very excited. I'm kind of recalculating how I'm doing things, and more information will be coming out as time gets closer, and I'll be posting the cards we'll be making and all that, so you can make your decision. But I hope you save the date if you're interested. It'll be an evening class, and it will be here in my home, unless I can find a place that will let me go to their place for free, because they just, the rents for places are just so expensive, and I hate to pass that expense on to you guys. So if I could find a really cheap place to go, I would do that. But Stacy, I wish you lived closer too. We have so much fun. We have so much fun at the classes. It's therapy. Okay, that's it. Have a great weekend. I will talk to you if you're in Kansas City. Stay safe and warm tomorrow. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.